We've learned more about some of the budget cutting proposals the city of Corpus Christi has been looking at, particularly those involving the Garcia Public Library and the Oso Wetlands Learning Center.
Now, you may recall that both were set to close, but now other options are being looked into as council members began pushing back against the idea of closing either of them. Our Michael Gibson is here live in studio with those details for us tonight. Michael?
Council members were definitely letting the city manager know about their concerns over those two budget targets. That's according to Peter Zanoni himself. Now, overnight, a petition was started up on change.org calling on folks to fight the planned closure of the Oso Wetlands Learning Center. Some 1,500 people have already signed on to that effort. The proposed closing of the center is something people just learned about, and even Councilwoman Sylvia Campos was caught off guard by it.
We were all shocked, and so I'm glad that the community is raising their voices because that is where the power is.
We're developing alternative proposals that may make the center operate in fewer hours but still keep it open. It may not be the full schedule that we have today, but something less than that.
Meanwhile, the Garcia Library closure proposal is apparently being worked out between the city and the school district. It sits next to Cathy Middle School and has been open since 2009. But now, City Councilman Mike Pusley says a deal is in the works that would resolve the entire issue.
So CCISD has agreed to take that building over in a property swap. They have some excess property that they don't need, and we're going to work with them on swapping that piece of property. But I think the Garcia Library will remain open.
Now, the city does plan on building a new library on the city's south side to replace Garcia. Councilman Pusley says the city is looking at one of the colleges in town or perhaps the school district to run the learning program over at the Oso Wetlands Center. Now, coming up at 6, I'll have more on the city budget problems because a number of people have now started to really question that 10% raise City Manager Peter Zanoni received from council last week. That in light of some of those budget cutting proposals where people lose their jobs and programs and projects are being cut or delayed. Mike, Leslie.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Looking forward to that report coming up at 6 tonight. Now, 3 News learned about the library's possible closure through our Tell 3 tip line. If you have any tips or concerns you'd like for us to look into, you can either call or text Tell 3 at 361-855-6397 or simply email us at tell3@KIIITV.com.